Have you ever wondered why a woman can be strong for everyone else, yet secretly feel tired, unseen, and emotionally empty when she is finally alone? Have you ever smiled in front of your family, answered everyone's questions, solved everyone's problems, and then, when the room became quiet, wondered, who am I beneath all these responsibilities? Maybe you have spent years being the understanding one, the patient one, the woman who forgives, adjusts, sacrifices, and keeps moving forward even when something inside her is asking for rest. Perhaps you have been taught that being a good woman means putting everyone else first. But what if your greatest strength was never meant to come from how much pain you can tolerate? What if there is a deeper power within you that does not depend on anyone's approval, attention, or love? Paramahansa Yogananda's spiritual teachings invite us to look beyond the surface of life and remember the divine consciousness within the human being. Your beauty may change. Your circumstances may change. People may come and go. But the soul within you remains connected to something far greater. And when a woman begins to discover that inner divine strength, she no longer lives simply to be accepted by the world. She begins to live from the quiet truth within her own soul. There is a kind of pain that many women carry silently, and the world may never notice it. She may look confident, responsible, and perfectly fine from the outside, while inside she feels exhausted from constantly trying to be everything for everyone. She becomes the person everyone depends on. When someone needs advice, they call her. When someone needs emotional support, she is there. When something goes wrong, she takes responsibility. She keeps giving, forgiving, understanding, and adjusting. But slowly, without realizing it, she may begin losing touch with herself. Imagine a woman who spends her entire day taking care of her family, working hard, answering messages, solving problems, and making sure everyone around her is comfortable. At night, when everyone is asleep, she finally sits alone in silence. There is no one asking anything from her. And suddenly, she feels an emptiness she cannot explain. She looks into the mirror and quietly asks, "When did I stop listening to myself?" This is the hidden problem. Sometimes a woman becomes so focused on being loved, needed, and appreciated that she forgets to discover who she truly is. Yogananda's spiritual wisdom reminds us that our deepest identity is not the role we play in the world, but the divine consciousness within us. And healing begins when we slowly return to that inner truth. Why does a woman sometimes feel that she must constantly please others in order to feel worthy? Why does she feel guilty when she chooses herself, or afraid that saying no will make someone stop loving her? Often, these patterns begin much earlier in life. From childhood, many women learn that being good means being helpful, quiet, patient, and agreeable. They may hear messages like, "Don't disappoint anyone, take care of others," or "Be strong." Slowly, these messages can become beliefs hidden inside the mind. A woman may begin to believe that her value depends on how useful she is to others. She may think, "If everyone is happy with me, then I am worthy." But spiritual wisdom invites us to look beyond these conditioned beliefs. Yogananda's teachings emphasize discovering the divine reality within, rather than depending entirely on the changing world for happiness and identity. This does not mean becoming selfish or rejecting the people we love. It means learning to love without losing ourselves. When your inner connection with the divine becomes stronger, your relationships can become healthier too. You stop giving because you are afraid of being abandoned, and you begin giving from genuine love. You stop seeking constant approval, because you slowly realize that your deepest worth does not come from another person. It comes from the soul within you, a divine presence that was never truly incomplete. Sometimes a woman may wonder, why does the same kind of pain keep returning to my life? Different people may enter her world, yet the emotional pattern feels strangely familiar. She may repeatedly choose people who need to be rescued, ignore her own needs, fear being alone, or stay in relationships long after her inner voice tells her something is wrong. Spiritual traditions speak about karma as a law of cause and effect, not simply as punishment, but as an opportunity for growth and greater awareness. Yogananda's teachings encourage us to understand that our thoughts, actions, desires, and habits can create tendencies that influence the way we experience life. Sometimes what we call destiny is also connected to patterns we have not yet consciously understood. Imagine standing before the same closed door again and again, asking, "Why does this keep happening to me?" Perhaps the deeper question is, what is this experience trying to teach me? Maybe you are being asked to develop self-respect, stronger boundaries, patience, wisdom, or inner freedom. Karma does not mean that you are destined to suffer forever. The moment you become aware of a pattern, you create the possibility of choosing differently. You can pause before reacting. You can listen to your intuition. You can stop repeating what hurts you. And with each conscious choice, the old pattern gradually loses its power, while a new path begins to appear. How do you know when a woman's inner strength is beginning to awaken? Usually, it does not happen through one dramatic moment. It begins quietly, through small changes in the way she thinks, feels, and responds to life. She may begin saying no without feeling guilty. She may stop explaining herself to everyone. She may become less interested in proving her worth or chasing people who repeatedly make her feel unwanted. Imagine a woman who once spent hours wondering why someone had not replied to her message. Slowly, she begins to understand that another person's attention does not determine her value. She may still care, but she no longer allows uncertainty to control her peace. Another woman may realize that forgiveness does not mean allowing someone to hurt her again. She can forgive with compassion while still creating healthy distance. This is an important part of spiritual strength. A strong woman does not become cold or heartless. She becomes conscious. She learns the difference between love and attachment, between kindness and self-abandonment, between patience and tolerating repeated disrespect. She may still experience sadness, disappointment, and difficult relationships, but she responds differently. Instead of immediately reacting, she pauses. Instead of seeking approval, she listens inwardly. Instead of asking, "Why don't they value me?" she begins asking, "Am I valuing myself?" This quiet shift can become one of the most powerful signs that her consciousness is awakening. So how can a woman begin reconnecting with the strength that already exists within her? The first step is to become quiet. In the middle of a busy life, give yourself a few peaceful minutes each day to sit in silence, breathe slowly, and listen to what is happening inside you. You do not need to force an answer. Simply ask, "What is my soul trying to tell me?" Then allow yourself to listen. Another important step is learning to pause before saying yes. Ask yourself, "Am I doing this from genuine love, or am I doing it because I am afraid of disappointing someone?" This simple question can reveal many hidden patterns. Learn that you can be kind and still have boundaries. You can forgive someone without allowing them to repeatedly hurt you. You can love your family without carrying every problem as your personal responsibility. Healing also means changing the way you speak to yourself. Instead of saying, "I am not enough," remind yourself, "I am learning, growing, and becoming more conscious." Instead of comparing your journey with someone else's, remember that every soul has its own path. Through meditation, prayer, self-reflection, and sincere spiritual practice, gradually turn your attention inward. Yogananda taught the importance of discovering the divine within. When you become rooted in that inner connection, you no longer need to search outside yourself for the strength, peace, and worth that were quietly present within you all along. There is a deeper lesson behind everything we have explored, and it is this: a woman's greatest power does not come from her appearance, her achievements, the attention she receives, or the number of people who admire her. Her deepest strength comes from awakening to the consciousness within her. Yogananda's teachings invite us to look beyond the temporary identities we carry and remember the soul, the divine presence within. When a woman begins to understand this, her relationship with life slowly changes. She no longer needs to prove that she is worthy. She can love without losing herself, serve without becoming empty, and forgive without abandoning wisdom. She may still experience heartbreak, rejection, uncertainty, and difficult seasons, but she begins to face them from a deeper place of inner stability. Spiritual awakening does not mean that every storm disappears. It means that you discover a quiet center within yourself that remains peaceful even while life is changing around you. The awakened woman does not need to dominate anyone or compete with anyone. Her power becomes gentle, steady, and deeply rooted. She stops asking, "Do they see my value?" and begins asking, "Am I living according to the truth within my soul?" And perhaps this is the real hidden power of a woman, not becoming someone the world wants her to be, but becoming fully conscious of the divine light that has always been within her. As we come to the end of this journey, take a quiet moment and look within yourself. Perhaps the greatest strength you have been searching for was never outside you. It was not waiting for someone to recognize you, choose you, or give you permission to feel worthy. It was already present within you, quietly waiting to be remembered. You are more than your past, more than your responsibilities, more than the opinions of others, and more than the difficult experiences you have faced. Your spiritual journey is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming more conscious, more peaceful, and more connected with the divine presence within you. So ask yourself today, what is one thing I am ready to release so that I can protect my inner peace? And if this message touched your heart, share your answer in the comments. Tell us what part of this video spoke to you the most, or simply write, "I choose my inner strength," as a reminder to yourself. If you found this message meaningful, gently share it with another woman who may need to hear it today, and consider subscribing for more spiritual reflections inspired by the wisdom of Paramahansa Yogananda. And before you leave, tell us in the comments, what would you like to hear in our next video? Your suggestion may become the inspiration for our next journey together. Until then, remain peaceful, remain connected to your inner light, and remember that the divine is always closer than you think. Jai Guru Dev.